I would assume that your relationship to a bank is probably a decent one because of all that you've done.
Oh, I mean, a decent one. It's so decent. They took an insurance policy out on me.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can get an insurance policy for. But
Yes.
I mean, are you saying like if you went belly up or if you died?
If I died. So if I died, the first beneficiary is my bank. Yeah, and then it's my wife.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that should motivate her to keep you alive.
Well, she made me take out a second policy.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Proud of you, proud of me, I'm proud of us, I'm proud of us, yeah.
Welcome to another episode of East Texas Unfiltered. I'm your host, J. Chad Parker. Today, I've got a person who's been working in the home building area for many years, 2004, based on my research. He's seen the highs and the lows. He's been very successful. He's going to tell us about that journey, what's going on today, and whether he would suggest someone entering employment as a home builder at this point in time. Chris, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Now, I know you grew up in Tyler, right?
Yes.
Your parents, they here?
My mother is here. My father passed away in 2007.
All right. Like me, my dad died last year and my mother's still alive. Do you still spend time with your mother?
Yes, I actually, she lives about 3 doors down from me.
And if I had to guess, I bet it was a home that you built.
Yes.
Well, that's the least you could do for her, right?
Yes, 3 times. Yeah.
Well, you're a good son. I looked on your bio and, I've known you for quite a while, but I wasn't sure that I knew that you went to Robert E. Lee High School.
Yeah, I graduated in 1993 from Robert E. Lee.
All right. So since I got out in 86, that makes, I never would have crossed paths with you is what I'm saying.
Got you.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Also, it looks like with your college, you did something over at TJC before you got into the work world.
I did maybe half a semester at TJC. Didn't work out for me. And then I got hired on at Goodyear and spent 12 years out there when I first started building houses.
All right. And you're a perfect example for people who are thinking about, the stigma of you got to go to college to make money. We know that's not true, don't we?
Yes.
And I mean, I think you're probably going to be one of the best examples for people. You go to college, it's not for everybody, right? There's some courses. You don't see how they have application in the real world, right?
Right.
Now, the best paying jobs at the time were probably out at Kelly Springfield.
Yes. I mean, I started out there in April, I think, of 95 or 96. And from April to December, I made about $65,000 as a 19-year-old kid.
I mean, and that was a lot of money back then.
A lot of money back then.
I mean, and I don't remember, was Kelly union?
Kelly was union.
So,
Yes.
I mean, the wages, the benefits were all a lot better, weren't they?
Yes.
You probably knew some older guys out there that were making all kind of money.
Yeah. Grandfather, my father worked out there, uncles, cousins, everybody was out there.
Because that seems like a little bit more fun to work there than, say, Tyler Pipe.
Yes. I mean, we wore shorts, we worked in the air conditioning, and I rode a bicycle most of the time, running up and down the aisle, checking the hamburger lines.
Just because the plant and the facility was so large.
Yes.
Have you ever worked at Tyler Pipe?
Never worked at Tyler Pipe. My grandfather and uncles, they did. Yes.
I mean, I heard that's hard work.
Hard work. I still got friends work out there now.
And that probably, working at Kelly Springfield, how did you transition into any type of construction work in the very beginning?
When I first started construction, I was an 8-9-year-old kid walking home from school every day, and I would get tired, and I would stop at RPR Construction Company on Irwin Street, and I would sit on the steps. And then one day, I just happened to get up, and I was looking in the window, and this guy motioned for me to come in. Mr. Don Pinkerton.
Oh, yeah.
And a very good friend of mine, a very good mentor to me. I went in there and I had my homework all balled up. He said, "Let me see that." He looked at it. I had C's, F's, He said, "Man, you can do better than that." I said, "Well, my mom worked double shifts at the hospital. She's a single mom. Nobody helped me. I'm going home, be by myself." And he said, "You come in here every day and I help you with homework." And as the years went by, man, I told him, I said, "Hey, I need a job. I need to help my mom with the bills." And he said I wasn't old enough. But when I got old enough in middle school, I would work at the warehouse. And as I'm working in the warehouse, I went inside, started learning to read plans, familiarize myself with the construction world. And as I got in high school, they hired me on. and that's where my career started in construction.
What did Don Pinkerton? I mean, he was a pretty well-known person around Tyler,
Yes.
for quite a while.
Yes,
And RPR was one of the biggest commercial construction companies
in Tyler.
Yes. And he ran that, did he not?
Yes, him, C.B. Roberts, Randy Rayford. Well, all three partners. Yes.
All right. So I guess that's the RPR.
Yes, that's the RPR.
Well, that certainly was a fortunate situation for you that he took an interest in you that early in your life.
Yes.
I mean, he could have just shooed you away from looking in the window.
Exactly.
Right? Like, unfortunately, some people might, right?
Exactly.
But it changed your life. I mean, when you look back and you think about the one thing that led you maybe to where you are, it may have been that interaction with Don Pinkerton.
Exactly. And the thing about it is I kind of got away from it. As a kid, a young kid, you always cold, hot, it was a job
right, like I'm all fired up about something, and
yes,
6 months from now, I may not even want to see the studio.
Exactly. And so
I doubt it, Chris. Don't worry.
So I kind of strayed away from it. After I, as a kid, want to hang out. Kind of didn't
girls, music, all the new stuff that we're learning when we get to middle school.
Yes,
right?
and I didn't really see it. And I got away from the construction business after I graduated high school.
And that's when you went to Kelly Springfield.
Yes, I went to Kelly Springfield, and it was like, everybody was making a lot of good money out there. So I thought this is what I wanted to do. But 16 hours, 20-hour shifts. And I remember one time one of my daughters turned 5 years old. We was at a 5-year-old birthday party. And I was just thinking to myself, where did the time go? I didn't spend a lot of time at home. I was always working. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I got to do something different. So we started me and my cousin, we started remodeling houses. And so I got into the house building business, and then also working at Goodyear, because you had to have credit. You had to have money. You got to show the bank that you could afford to make that payment. So therefore, I was going to work at night, building houses during the day, going back to work at night. And then finally, in 2003, I decided to leave after they went on strike.
Well, that says a lot about you as an entrepreneur. Also, identifying a way to get into it, right?
Yes.
As you said, the banks around here back in those days probably wouldn't, have you walk in the office, look at you and talk to you at your age and say, hey, let me loan you $100,000.
And it was a hard road. I mean, it was hard to get bankers to trust you. We actually went and I partnered up with Cassidy Jones in 401k plan out of Longview when I first started. And what they would do is they would loan me money to build houses, and I would pay the interest back to their 401k plan. So their employees would get more money. It created like a stock for their 401k plan.
Was that Jerry Jones?
That was Jerry Jones. I can't think.
He had a brother too, didn't he?
He had a brother, but I was dealing with a guy named Tim, actually.
Okay.
Which I think was over their finances.
All right. And so, I mean, you were innovative enough to find a way to have access to some financing.
Exactly.
And you and your cousin first start remodeling. It's like, do you really know how to do it, and how do you get your first job?
We bought a property on courthouse steps and
foreclosure.
And we remodeled it. And so once you buy a house on foreclosure, it's a lot of rules that we didn't know at the time, because you can fix it up. And once you buy that house on foreclosure and you fix it up, if a person comes back and pay the taxes and the attorney fees and all the paperwork fees, well, they can get that house back from you.
Even if you bought it at an auction?
Yes, sir. In a certain amount of time. I think it's land. I think it's 2 years, and I think it's 1 year. We have to do the research on that now, but I think it's 1 year on the house part and 2 years on the land if it's just raw land.
I mean, I bet you were a little leery of those courthouse foreclosures after that.
I guess I was.
So I'm assuming somebody came back and took the house?
No, they tried to, but they didn't have enough money.
Okay.
Because I think the attorney fees and taxes, it was right around $50,000, and they didn't have the $50,000. They tried though.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys bought it cheap because it was on foreclosure.
Yes.
You did a lot of the work yourself.
Yes.
What you didn't know, you started to learn who contractors were.
Exactly.
Got it finished, and then eventually sold it.
Sold it.
And made a profit.
And then
And then
went to the next one.
And then how did you locate? Did you just start trying to buy older stuff and remodel it? Is that what you first got into?
Yes, we would go down to the Cotton Belt and get a list of houses. They would, public sale, and they also had like a private sale. So you would just put in like a sealed bid, and then they would open it up and award it to the highest bidder.
All right. Yeah, I've heard of that. I often wondered, I mean, you have to put effort in to get to do that.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, I was always hoping I could just somehow find out there was some great deal on the courthouse steps, and it never seemed to be available to me.
No, not on the courthouse steps. So you got to do a lot of work when you get those from the courthouse steps.
All right. And so you guys start working the private sale market, if you will, because there's an expected built-in margin or profit rate when you get them that cheap, right?
Yes.
And then so you can build equity over the course of a few homes pretty fast?
Yes.
And so at some point, I'm assuming you and your cousin part ways, or do y'all stay together? What happens?
We part ways. I was doing a lot of the work. They wasn't showing up at the time. But they would always show up when we had a closing to get a check.
Yeah.
So I just figured out, I could do it.
It's better when you don't have a partner.
Exactly. And so I met up with a guy named Ron Marshall from Southside Bank. And Ron was the type of banker, old school banker. He said, whatever you do, you need to do it by yourself. You don't need a partner. You can have an investor, but you always do it by yourself because things come up with partners and it's hard to get out of partnerships. And from then on, I went out to Wellington Place, across from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I was buying lots out there.
Is that where you really first started in the home building?
Yes.
I mean,
I built over 50 to 75 houses out there at Wellington.
Across
from the airport.
On 64.
Yes, sir.
Because those were, those price points were lower where more people could afford them.
Yes. I mean, when we started out there, we were selling houses for $115,000 to $120,000. $120,000.
Okay. How much profit would you make back then selling a house for $115,000?
$15,000 to $16,000.
All right. So that's a pretty good lick.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Especially if you got going.
Yes. And you're talking about 1,200 to 1,1700 square foot houses.
Right. And those are probably 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yes.
And took you about how long to build once you got rolling?
Some houses we would build in 60 to 90 days. Some houses would take us 6 months. It just depends on how many we had going on in the weather and the time of year. We was the type of builder that build the whole year round. I didn't stop. Most people around end of October, November, December, January, a lot of builders, they go hunting, take off the weather and stuff like that because of the elements. But
you and I don't hunt.
I don't hunt. So I build all year round.
But you do go to football games.
I do go to football games.
I saw something. It was one of the Conaway boys was talking about some 30-day house or what you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I was out there at that time when they built that house in 30 days. And
that's wild. I mean, I guess they had to really plan every single move, every contractor to walk right in on the next one.
Yes. And I mean, at one given time, I think they had over 100 people out there one day working on that house. And I was building out there at the time. And it's kind of ironic because my best friend's sister actually bought that house and still lives in that house right now.
But I just thought, it's amazing when you get coordinated, but you can't be that coordinated on your homes where you're building them in 30 days, right?
No, you can't build them in 30 days, but I can get close. I can build a house in 60 days, especially if I'm outside the city limits. Inside the city limits, you get inspections where they slow you down.
You're waiting on them to come by.
You're waiting on them to come by. And then, that slows you down or if you have a problem where you have to, if you fail a framing inspection, you got to, stop until we get that fixed and then call them back out there instead of stopping just in that area and continuing on the other side of the house,
Right.
And so when we outside the city limit, they have independent inspectors that come out and inspect. So they way faster than the city inspectors.
Right, because they're getting paid. And so
yes,
that's the motivation in life, right? If you're going to get paid and you know it, as opposed to just a salary, you're going to hook them on out there.
Yes.
You built how many homes in Wellington?
Over 50 to 75. I think I started the first, second, and I think I kind of left at the third phase. Dr. Corney came in and was an investor out there and bought out the whole subdivision.
Corney,
yeah, heart surgeon.
Yeah.
And he came in and I partnered up with him for maybe 20 or so houses. And then once they got that ball rolling, I moved out south. My banker came to me. He said, man, you can put those same houses in Acadia Place off of County Road 178, and you can double your money. So I went out to Acadia Place, and I started making $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a house.
Building the same house.
Building the same house. I was just in a different area of the city.
All right. The way my mind thinks is with a 3-2 in between 1,600 square feet and 1,200 or whatever that you're talking about, I mean, you probably have ended up with a couple of set of plans that are pretty efficient and don't change much.
Yes, I have about 10 of those. I got about 5. Narrowed it down to 5 that most you go in any of my subdivision. We just completed 80 tract subdivision, and I have one house that's probably built in there over 40 times, and people don't know it.
And it's probably very efficient for the way people live, and you learn that over time.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure you got feedback from people that really liked one versus the other, and that helped you narrow all this stuff down?
Yes. Most of the ladies, they come in and they look at the kitchen, living room, and master bedroom and master bathroom.
Right. I mean, those are the, right. I mean, that's what you want, right? You want your kitchen to be nice, roomy if it can be, and then you want your bedroom and your bathroom to be nice, because if you're a married couple, right, you're not really living in the guest room or, any other place, right?
And the thing is too, is so you only can make it, the living room, the kitchen, the master, so big in a 12 to 14 to 16 to 1,700 square foot house.
You got to leave a little room for the bedroom.
Exactly. So therefore, and then, like, we were selling at like $100 or $105 a square foot, or where we are now is like $205 to $220 a square foot now. So the times has changed from when we started into where we are now.
And the change in square footage, like today, is that primarily due to, say, like this countertop, granite versus something else, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, kind of the extras, or where is that money?
And raw materials, lumber, and everything just went up as we went along. When COVID came in, our prices in East Texas, we was at a price where we would go up $1 or $2 or $3 every year, or come down $1 or $2. When COVID came in and materials was hard to get, the prices went up.
Because people could charge more for it.
Could charge more for it. And so when it went up, everything in Texas and in our area became like California. Prices went sky high. So we doubled in the price per square foot, and we couldn't get that number to come down. Now, we made a lot of money in 2020, 2021, because even though, a lot of people were shut down and but we was one of those essential workers. So we worked the whole time.
And people were very focused on where they actually lived during COVID, right? That like they wanted to have a nice home because people were staying home.
Yes, and we had a lot of people moving in from like California that was paying cash, so they were selling their houses in California and buying 2 or 3 houses in Texas. I had one guy come in and bought his mom, daughter. They bought 3 houses in a row in one of my subdivisions.
Yeah, because, the price that they sold it for out there might be $2 million, and they come over here and buy 3 for $600,000, right?
Exactly.
All right. So, I'm thinking if you build, just starting off, if you build 50 to 70 in Wellington, the first, neighborhood you went into, I mean, you've got to have learned quite a few things in those first 50 to 70.
Oh, a lot of things. I learned a lot of things. And really and truly, the biggest thing is loyalty within your subs. I have a painter. Watson Plumbing is my plumber. Daffino is my framer. Gerardo is my painter. They all been with me from day one.
Gerardo Ramirez?
Yes. Yes, you know Gerardo.
I do know Gerardo.
Yes.
Somehow my ex-in-laws knew Gerardo when he was just kind of scrapping around, doing odd jobs, handyman, and then eventually he kind of focused on the painting, right?
Yes.
And I guess he's now with you.
He's been with me. Travis Evans, 4 seasons, AC, been with me for a long time, since I started also. And so some of those guys that they know me, some things I don't even have to say. They know, they know what we
because,
do.
They've done so many, and that gives you the ability I guess, to get a good price from them, not an excessive price.
Exactly.
And at the same time, the quality, you've probably demanded it,
Yes.
and they know that. And so you've kind of got a well-oiled machine when you build a volume of homes,
Yes.
as opposed to, say, if I was a custom builder and I went out there and I built 2 customs a year, right? I mean, I wouldn't have the loyalty, I wouldn't think, of the subs if I just called on them once or twice a year.
Exactly.
Is that how it is out here?
That's how it is. And we'll go in. And so we're projecting, like, before this year and the interest rates went up, we always project 40 houses to 50 houses a year.
That's what you're hoping to build
every year.
Okay. And have you been able to keep pace with selling those that you build every year?
Before this year, yes.
Okay.
This year, the end of 2024 was kind of slow, and then we was like, what's going on? Because December is for the last 7 years, December has been my best month, and we were selling anywhere from 7 to 11 houses in 1 month.
Why do you think December's a good month for home buying?
It wasn't a long time ago. It wasn't, because lot of people,
Christmas
family, Christmas presents, family, they didn't want to move. But now people take the opportunity that the kids are out of school, and they can move, and you don't have any problem. They won't do no interruptions in the schools or anything like that. But last year we only sold 1 house in December. We was like, whoa, what happened? Well, January rolled around and we sold 7 to 8, and all the bankers called me and said, hey, kind of need to watch out, things going to change. I think the market's going to shift. I'm like, man, I just sold 7 houses. Why do you think in January? Why do you think the market's going to shift?
And they were right.
And come February, like nothing. It was like, whoa.
All right. So I would assume that your relationship to a bank is probably a decent one because of all that you've done.
A decent one. It's so decent. They took an insurance policy out on me.
Yeah. It's amazing what you can get an insurance policy for, but
yeah.
Are you saying like if you went belly up or if you died?
If I died.
Okay.
Yes. So if I died, the first beneficiary is my bank. Yeah. And then it's my wife.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that should motivate her to keep you alive.
Well, she made me take out a second policy.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, but yeah, those guys have to kind of, lay it on the line a little bit when they loan you money.
Yes.
Depending on, even if you've been successful in the past, we can look back and see builders in the past that have gone up and then gone down.
Yes.
That's always in the back of your mind?
Always in the back of my mind. But what we do now is we have a lot of rental property. So that is with my second company. We have rental property that, goes into any shortfall that we see, especially on like the development side and stuff like that. Yeah,
and we'll talk about that. But I know what you're saying. I think that's real smart. And you're one of the few people I would think, there's a whole lot of home builders first.
Yes.
Right. Everybody, I can remember in the 90s, everybody had a Z71 pickup and a cell phone was a home builder.
Yes.
Right.
And when it's going good, you'll see all the ones that have left us come back. Yes.
That's right. But what you're saying is you've built houses, that you've kind of designated as rent houses?
Yes.
Or have you bought houses that you didn't build and add to your rental property?
All of my rental property I built. Okay. I have it's only maybe a handful, maybe less than 10 that we have bought at a great deal. Or I have bought one of my clients' house where if they couldn't sell it to get into the new house, and if we got a good deal on it, we bought it and then we made it a rent house and then we turned around and sold it.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. All your rental property, are these houses you want to sell that just haven't sold, or are they designated to stay as rentals?
The houses are houses that we built and we could not sell. So we put like 1 year lease on them. And then after that 1 year, we sell them. So we had 12 at the time. We have 1 at this current day, and it's going to close on December 19th. So all about 100 rental properties that we have are all duplexes right now.
Okay. So and the girl up front that you met coming in,
Yes.
she lives in one of them.
I did not know that.
She told me,
Yeah.
and she wanted me to have a word with the landlord about some of the issues.
Well, she need to email the Cooper Empire.
No, I asked her. I said, I said, is it nice? She goes, yeah, it's nice. And so
Yes.
that was what she said about it.
That's good. That's
Because
good.
I mentioned you were coming.
Yes.
And she said, well, we live in one side of the duplex.
Yeah, my daughter actually was a school teacher, and she decided that after 3 years, that's not what she wanted to do. So she got her realtor license. So she runs my office and my rental property right now.
So all of your rental properties now are duplexes.
Yes.
And they're all duplexes that you built.
Yes.
And you built those duplexes, to sell and they didn't sell, or to have designated as rental property?
I built those for retirement. I build them as an investment for my family. So, so when
they get all paid for?
When they get all paid for, and the income on those are terrific, because some of them, the first set we built was in 2017 versus the ones that we're building now. So the equity in those are like triple what the equity are with the ones we're building now.
Because it was just, you could build them for cheaper and they were worth more.
Yes.
Now they're more expensive to build and the market has a ceiling.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what limits you.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, when all 40, what are they, 40 doors?
No.
How many doors you got?
We're close to 100, if not over 100.
When all those doors, and those are all duplexes, so we could say almost 50 units.
No, yes, 50 units,
right.
Yes.
The goal for Chris Cooper is to not rely on Social Security.
Not rely. It's to put everything in a trust and draw me a check off my own money and not worry about what the government sent me.
Yeah, because when those are all paid for, then there'll be arguably people living, paying rent, and each one of those will be generating a certain amount of revenue.
Yes.
And that'll be an income, hopefully. And I'm not sure with your lifestyle that'll be enough.
Well,
I
asked my wife probably 6 months ago. I asked her, I said, I'm just sitting here thinking, what would it take for you to live per year if we was to retire today? And I got a number I wasn't expecting. So I'm going to keep on working for the next 10 to 15 years.
Well, I want to ask you, you mentioned Dr. Carney.
Mm-hmm.
Do you often partner with investors, or are you generally, just borrowing the money from the bank and doing it yourself?
Just borrowing the money from the bank and do it. Just me and my wife doing it ourselves. I got to the point where I had enough equity and the stuff, as in the duplexes, the land that I had to put up for collateral to get the money from the bank, so I didn't have to rely on anyone.
All right. So eventually you own the land that the duplexes are on.
Yes.
And then you own the duplexes.
Yes.
And they'll look at those and consider what they believe to have is equity and say, okay, we'll loan you X dollars.
Yes.
And usually that would be for you at some point to start into development of neighborhoods versus individual homes.
Yes, and that's what we had to do, because what happened was that a lot of the older developers was retiring or getting out of the business, or some of the developers was building lots and they wouldn't sell me lots because other builders didn't want me to come in the subdivision.
Well, I mean, and that's an interesting question, and I was going to get there to ask you about that. You started off your builder. Tyler's always been kind of a close knit, somewhat of a good old boy network in a way.
Exactly.
And here comes this young African-American builder who's laid down 50 or 70 houses early on, probably doing a lot more than most of them were doing.
Exactly.
And there's an understanding, if you're doing that many homes, that you're making money.
Yes.
And you have the power to take the subs.
Yes.
They can't get the subs that you've got, maybe, because they'll work for you.
Exactly.
Did you find that created some animosity, in the general, home building marketplace?
Yes. Some people would get mad, because some of the guys that they was using, I was building so many houses that I had somewhere for those subs to go every day.
Right.
Like Watson Plumbing, well, they're a big enough company where they have enough people to, do commercial
Right.
and move around. They can be at 5-6 houses at one day in one day. Well, versus like you got your concrete guys, if you got 5-man crew, they can't be at 5-6 houses in one day. Or you got a
because
trim.
it takes longer to finish the product once you pour it.
Exactly. And you got a trim guy that's got 1 or 2 guys on his crew. So therefore, when he goes out, he stays on my property because I got a list of properties for him to go. Not only when he trim out, he has to come back and set Shumo hardware, doorknobs, and things like that. So I always have something. But I tell those guys, just don't commit yourself to me because anything could happen to me. You have to go out. So yes, I do have some of them that go out to builders that do 1 or 2 jobs or 1 or 2 houses, like you said a while ago. Those builders, yes, but I'm still calling. But if they don't come when I want them, I'm going to find someone else.
And right, and they know that.
Yes.
And I guess that could lead to, people to maybe unjustifiably say, well, you're taking their subs.
That too, but I said we all grown. They pick and choose where they want to go each day.
Right, and that's right. I mean, as a lawyer, if I had a client, and it was a big account and they were going to pay me every month, versus one guy had one case and he wanted me to work on it. I think I know where my loyalty would be.
Exactly.
So, all right. Now, when you said they wouldn't sell you a lot.
Yes.
Why do you think it was that certain developers would not sell you a lot?
So basically, back 10, 15 years ago, what the banks would require is you would have to, as a developer, you would have to get a certain amount of builders to sign a letter saying that once this development is finished, you would buy a certain amount of lots. And so we would all sign up for like 5 lots. Well, it started probably 8-9 years ago where the developer came to me, Trent Williams, and another builder, and I don't know how many other builders, but the ones that signed the letter, so we wasn't allowed to buy lots in there, and we couldn't figure out why. So
you signed the letter.
I signed the letter.
And you thought that meant, hey, I'm going to get to buy 5 lots.
Yes. And when it was finished, we couldn't buy the lots. And so
even Trent Williams?
Trent, at that time, Trent had signed, but he didn't want to come in. So I think I was the only one that signed the letter that wanted to come in. And
did you ever come in?
No, never came in.
Did you want to go in?
I wanted to come in. So what I did is I started buying the land all around the subdivision.
And
developing myself.
And, do you know that? Are you going to tell us the name of the subdivision?
I'd rather not.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're not going to ask you to throw anybody under the bus, but
yes.
All right. Let's speculate on this part, though.
Mm-hmm.
Under a scenario you just described, what do you think, based on what you know, what you hear, why they didn't want to sell you a lot?
Well, certain builders didn't want me to come in.
Do you build a home that's not as nice? Is there something, an allegation out there against you?
No, that's not it. The problem is that under persona that they think that I sold my houses too cheap.
All right.
And I try to tell them I love money just like you do. And whatever the comps say I list that price, my wife's the realtor. So we get appraisal to go out there and appraise the house. The bank get the appraisal out there before I close on the construction loan. And we get a guy to go out and measure the house and we price it. That's how we price a house. And we look at the comps in the neighborhood. And so when I didn't get to buy those lots, I just said, I just moved on. Right. So then
because it was only going to be 5 lots.
It was only going to be 5 lots.
But it's kind of the principle of the thing.
My thing is, if your money green, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that there was builders telling the developer if he come in,
we're not coming.
We're not coming. So we had the same problem in the Bullard. And so the guys were developing and said, look, we selling Mr. Cooper lots. Either you come in or you don't, but we taking his money and we'll take yours if you want to buy a lot. If you don't, we'll sell them all to Mr. Cooper.
Did you go in at Bullard?
I went in Bullard, yes.
And you built how many homes?
The whole subdivision size 2 houses.
And how many was that?
26.
But I'm just saying, a developer, how would they turn somebody like you down if that's what's normally going to happen?
Well, the thing is now that wasn't all developers, but
No,
at the
no, I know.
time, but at that time, that's what happened in that scenario. And so that developer did not sell all the lots to the builders. So all the builders that had signed up, all the builders that was in there didn't buy all the lots. It took him a while to sell the lots. So he actually put the lots up for sale on the MLS. And by MLS rules, we offered him what he wanted. So if you put a property or sell, you just can't say, no, I'm not going to take that money. Because if you put your house up for sale for $500,000 and I bring you a $500,000 contract and with no stipulations to that, the law says you have to sell me that house.
Okay.
Well, this guy's daughter listed the lots. My wife printed up the contract and sent it to him, and they still wouldn't sell us the lots. And we was offered them what they wanted for the lots. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to even argue about that. So I bought my own land and started developing, and I develop and build in my own subdivision.
And so do you think it was that they said you sold them too cheap?
I don't think it's that. I think it was race.
You do?
I do. And I just let it, just roll off.
You wouldn't think that, race would matter, on home building, right? Like you wouldn't think, a house is a house is a house, right?
No, yeah, no, that's not true. But
well, you know what I'm saying.
Race does matter. And this is why. Because I've been in situations where I have people that wouldn't buy my house because I was black.
Just a black builder.
Just a black builder. I was in a situation where I had an office on Broadway behind Slim Chicken. Couple came in. I was sitting in my office. I had my door closed, and they was just having a nice conversation. My wife and the buyers. And
Sheila's white.
Yes.
In case you don't know.
Yes. And I listened to the conversation, and I walked in and I put my hand out and I said, I'm Chris Cooper. And the lady just face just was like a ghost. And the husband pushed her out of the way and started shaking my hand. Needless to say, they didn't buy the house, but it does. And it amazed me sometimes where some people, they won't buy my houses because I'm black, but they'll go buy a resale house and I built it.
Of yours.
Yes. Yeah. And I built it and they don't know. So,
well, that's terrible, right?
Yes.
It doesn't really even make sense.
Not at all.
Because if you're going to buy a house, there's going to be an inspection.
Yes.
There's going to be an appraisal.
Yes.
It's not like, something, some poorly built house can slip by everybody, right?
Not at all.
And so it takes me back to, a house is a house because you controlled it, but the same subs built the same house here, there, and everywhere.
And that's a thing that I'll try to get a lot of people to understand, because the subs that are good, build most of your multi-million-dollar houses down to your 1,000-square-foot houses. It's the same people.
Because the builders all know who they are.
Exactly.
Right?
And we go around and we get the best subs.
What would you say is the toughest sub? Like, is it the trim man? Who's the most skilled that's really hard to get in volume?
Well, I never had that problem. And because like I say, no matter what, my plumbers always made it happen. My AC guy always made it happen. My framers always made it happen. I'm framing 10 duplexes right now, and we've framed them all in the last 2 months.
Are you going to keep those, or are you going to sell those?
I'm going to keep, as of right now, I'm going to keep them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You mean because they're hard to sell?
No, they're not hard to sell right now but like most hedge funds and most investors
quit buying.
Yeah, they quit buying, or they want a heck of a deal. When I say a heck of a deal, I'm not talking about $100,000, $200,000 off. I'm talking about $1 million off. And it's not going to happen, because in my mind, I got to figure out, what I'm paying the bank and how long it's going to take me to make that $1 million versus I'm giving that $1 million away. So when I can make that $1 million faster, it's no reason for me to give it away.
Because, BlackRock and these hedge funds, in the past, they were buying,
Yes.
and they were creating an artificial demand, if you will, right?
Yes.
And driving the prices
And
up.
driving the prices up.
And so now are we with them they've kind of gone out of that market, haven't they?
Kind of going out of that market. And now what we're running into is that Gen X, or whatever you want to call the younger generation.
Okay, yeah.
They are mostly leasing or renting because they don't want to be tied down. When we was growing up, we was always told, get your house, get you a good job,
Right.
But that's not happening now.
But the younger generation has to have a down payment that's larger than we did.
Yes.
Right. And then the financing at 6% makes the payments even larger.
Yes. The biggest thing is now the interest rates, and a lot of people got used to COVID, where the interest rates went down to 2.5%, 3%, 4%. That's not going to ever happen again.
I mean, it wasn't that way.
It wasn't that way. My first house I bought in 95, I paid 12% interest. Now, the price of the house was $49,000.
12%?
12%.
I got a way better deal than you did.
Yes.
I mean, I bought mine
but I didn't have credit.
Okay.
And so that's another thing I try to get people and my kids to understand now, because my parents did not teach me credit. I learned credit after I started getting into everything.
Right, because in 1993, I bought a house, and it's over in the Azalea district on South Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1,250 square feet. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, and I paid $39,500 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And my interest rate was 6.25%.
Yeah, my credit wasn't good, so I had to learn that. But the thing about it is, to me, is that my payment was still low enough where I could, afford it. I just knew I had a house, and I worked on all the rest of that later.
Yeah, but it seems like they're so expensive, and the interest rates are high that it's a barrier to the younger people being able to buy a house now.
Yes, because the wages are not going up.
And they might have some kind of student loan debt.
Yes.
Which is, if you're not really using the degree, it's really an anchor, around your neck.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
I mean, you wised up to that quick.
And like I say, I had 3 daughters that, graduated college, and dude, that was the best thing in the world for me, because, I never went to college. So I'm seeing my kids do things that I didn't do.
Right. I mean, and that's, if you can for your kids, I mean, the experience and the education are something, especially if you didn't get to do it, that you want them to have.
Yes.
I mean, my last one is, slowly slogging her way through. Mm-hmm. So hopefully she'll be finished next year.
I had one like that, so and I got one now that's 12 telling me, hey, Dad, I don't think I'm going to college. So, I think your mind may be changed once you get to that age, you want to get out of here.
Now, your business is C. Cooper Custom Homes, right?
Yes.
And that business has been in business since when?
I started out, we incorporated, I think, in 07, 06. When I incorporated, I was in business in 03, but we wasn't incorporated. So we came official. I say, look, we got to make everything official.
But I mean, just for people who are listening, and me making the point, you have been in business continually since 2007, at least.
Yes, sir.
Right. Through the ups and the downs, you're still here.
Yes.
Right. That's not true of everybody, is it?
Not at all.
And you have taken on bigger projects than most builders take on with these developments, right?
Yes.
Because, I mean, you've done development side, which is a whole different animal, as I understand it.
A whole different animal. People don't understand that you go get a loan for $4 million and you don't get paid until that subdivision get finished and you start selling lots.
Right, because, I mean, for you to get any payment, the first lot has to be sold.
Exactly.
And then when that's sold, I mean, I guess, do you take all the money and start paying, or do you take a portion and pay? How do you manage that?
I take every lot that I sell. My investment company sells C. Cooper Custom Homes lots. And so what we do is we take...
they take a real estate fee.
They take a real estate fee, and we pay the bank back. So the bank give us options where we can pay 80, 20, 50, 50, but I just let them take all 100% because I want that interest rate off of me as fast as I can get it away.
Right. And then with, I guess your wife, Sheila, probably works as the realtor in the investment company?
Which is my third company. Yes.
Right. But I mean, that's a smart way to do it, right? I mean,
Yes.
keeping it in the family, you got to have a realtor most of the time to market the lots anyway.
Yes.
And then Sheila does it and it gets paid and you can pay more on your notes at the bank.
Exactly.
And keep going, right?
Yes, keep going.
Would you say you're as, spread out as you've ever been right now with projects?
Yeah, with different projects, yes.
I mean,
the house side is down, but development is right behind it, which is keeping us busy. So once we get all that, and that price range that we have is that we're going to be one or two, or the second subdivision that have houses around 400,000, 350 to 400,000.
Hey, Chris, bring up that first house and let's find out from Chris which one this is. I've got this off your gallery on your website.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming these are some of the homes that you build.
Yes.
Does this house look familiar to you?
Yes, that is in a subdivision on. I named all of my streets my kid's name, and that's on Haley Court.
All right.
And that actually is a friend of mine's house, right? Jason.
Now, that home right there is in what subdivision?
That is in Crown Point 1.
All right. And is that a subdivision you developed?
Yes.
All right. Is this a house that you built?
Yes.
And this house is what kind of square footage, what kind of price range? Was it?
At that time, I believe that house was about 2,500 square feet, around 450 to 500,000.
I mean, that's a nice looking house, right?
Yes.
I can't imagine anybody looking at that and caring who built it, unless there's something wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. Actually, I live the house that I have up for sale, which is my personal house, is one lot over from that house.
All right. Now, is this based on one of those 5 set of plans that you've kind of honed in on for this square footage?
No, sir. That is a larger house. So
was that custom?
No, it's not custom. It's built spec.
Okay.
My custom is in my name. We have only one custom going right now. We have 12 to 14 specs going right now, and so we kind of got away from the custom because when you say custom, people don't understand that price goes up.
Right, because they're picking.
Yes.
Hey, when you send them over to the plumbing fixtures,
yes.
Everybody goes, those don't look good. I like these over here.
Basically, when you walk into a plumbing store or a carpet store or hardware store, they got the Rolls Royce, the Lamborghini right at the front door when you come in. So when you show the salesperson, your budget and everything, well, that's over here on this shelf over here.
Yeah.
But when you walk in, you can't never get that Lamborghini or that Ferrari out of your mind. So you end up going back to the front. When you go back to the front, now you don't spend double the money that you was budgeted for. And so as you do that and go on, and I always have the guys call me, hey, you let my wife. I said, no, you had to sign the same sheet she had to sign. So therefore, you let your wife pick the most expensive stuff.
Yeah, I can see that happening because you can justify people. Hey, we're building this home. We might live here for a long time. We might as well do it right. You've heard it all, right?
I heard it all, and I tell people all the time, no matter what you do, no matter how you pick things out, no matter how you think this is going to be your forever home, you're always going to get in it, and you're going to say, I wish I would have done this way. I have built several houses for my family, and every time I get in, I'm like, why did you... I ask my wife all the time, why did you choose this? And why did you do this? We should have did this. Or, you just forget about something when you go in. You never have what you call a perfect house.
Chris, what do we got? What do we got here?
That was one of my parade house. That's on the same street. That's right across the street from the house you just showed.
All right. This house is about what size?
That house is about 2,800 square feet.
And that's kind of, you've kind of got these little samples of 12 to 16, 16 to 22 or 24,
mm-hmm.
and then
24 to 32, 36, 38.
I mean,
40.
those are kind of basically 3 categories that you build, right?
Yes.
And you can just project to people that, hey, it's going to cost about X for this one, X for that, X for this.
Yes. And what we try to do is build houses where in a price range we think people can afford them.
Right.
And so until COVID came in, we was good at that. But now it's like up and down. The market is down right now. So we're cutting deals right now. I told somebody the other day, I told them, if you remember Kmart, I'm running blue light specials right now. Call me, make me a deal. We probably can make it happen.
What about this one?
That house is, I don't remember that house.
Well, it's on your website, and
Yes.
so I'm assuming you built it.
Yeah, I built it.
But,
Yes.
I mean, but
yes.
we've looked at,
Mhm.
there's a lot of different homes here, right? I mean, if people don't know you, you're not building the same house over and over that looks the same right next to each other all over the place in your
No.
developments.
I pick the house. I design the houses myself. I pick out everything in the house. My wife does not, or I don't have an interior decorator or anything. I do everything.
So, I mean, you decide, hey, let's go brick, stone, let's go wood. I mean,
yes, sir.
I guess, how do you make that decision? Is it based on, well, I hadn't built one of these in a while, let's go back and do this?
No, I just go through, and as I put house to house, I try to do something different on the house next door to the house I just built.
Right.
Because most of the houses in most of the neighborhoods, every neighborhood I go in, I build most of the houses. I hadn't built only neighborhood, the crossing, I build maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses in, and then I build a house in Holly Tree, which was one of my family houses on Shattuck Ridge. So that was 1 or 2 subdivisions. I only built 1 or 2 houses. Most of the subdivisions I go in, I build 20 plus houses.
And to this day, I mean, have you ever added up how many homes you have built in your career?
We speculated, but we know it's somewhere over 1,000 houses.
All right. Now, there's my home.
It's for sale right now. I will make you the best deal. I will make you the best deal you ever saw.
Now, this is your old home or your new home?
That's the old home.
Okay.
That's the one we have up for sale right now.
All right. And that's over there close to where your new one is?
Yes, my new one is out the gate and down the street by the 200 feet.
Now, there looks like a lot of living space in that home.
It's a lot of living space.
How big is that house?
That house is approximately about 10,000 square feet, heat and cool, 2,500 square foot man cave, 13 car garage, swimming pool, and sitting on about 6 acres.
All right. Now, this is the man cave.
That is the man cave.
Is that in the old house?
That's in the old house, and it's in the new house also.
All right. Now, you must like Crown Royal, and I didn't think you did.
I was a Crown man.
Okay.
I was a Crown when I built this house. I was a Crown man. If you notice, my subdivision name is Crown Point.
Crown Point, right?
Yeah. My second subdivision down the street is Crown Point 2. My subdivision up the road, 178, is Royal Vista.
Yeah.
And go to the corner of 178 and 192, I got Royal Vista 2. And then one set of my duplexes is called Royal Point.
Yeah, I mean, you're working at Crown Royal. And I guess your street today is probably Don Julio or 1942.
No, the street we live on right now is I was going to do that in the second phase of Royal Vista. My wife said I couldn't do it, but the street we live on now is Cooper Way.
Do you own any lots right now that you have not built on in any of these subdivisions?
Yes, I own
all of them.
I own every lot.
Okay.
In every subdivision that I'm building in right now.
All right. So you have developed how many subdivisions in your career thus far?
I developed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subdivisions.
All right. What subdivision had the fewest amount of homes built in it? Or lots to be built on?
Royal Vista. Crown Point 1.
And that would be, how many homes will there be when it's finished out?
It's Crown Point 1 is finished out, and there's 16 houses in there.
All right. What about the largest?
The largest is the one that we're working on right now, and I think it's somewhere around 164 lots.
When it's finished out?
When it's finished out.
Now, these developments, where are these located?
Most of all of my subdivisions are in South Tyler, County Road 178, County Road 193, County Road 192, County Road 167. Yeah, and they all have a Tyler address.
What about the school districts for those homes?
School districts for those homes, Royal Vista is Jack Elementary, 3 Lakes, and Legacy. Crown Point is Owens Elementary, 3 Lakes, and Legacy.
So, I mean, people always when they're selling real estate, they're always talking about, hey, it's in a great, right? I mean, that's helpful to the homes in your development, I would assume.
Yes, the school district is helpful even in the rental property. We have one set of duplexes that is in Jack Elementary, and they lease out faster than the ones that's in the Owen Elementary School.
That's because people can, if they want their kids to go to Jack,
Yes,
they don't have to buy a house. They can just lease half a duplex.
exactly. That's all they have to do.
Now, what about North Tyler? I know that there's always this talk about there's not enough housing. People haven't built over there historically, but it seems like there's some activity from Chama and some of these other folks, right?
Yes, and the thing about it is first of all, you have to go over there and hope that you can finish the house without everybody stealing your product. First of all, that's what you got to do.
Come on, Chris.
Hey, I got to tell you how it is, man. I'll be honest with you, and I have built some houses over there. I have built in Shady Trail and Martha Street. I built 2 houses on each one of those streets over in North Tyler off the loop, and we sold every last one of those. We rented them first, and then we sold them. But it was just hard to, and don't get me wrong, the lot prices were great, because that's why I went over there.
Right.
I was looking for a deal, and I bought those lots for like $5,000 a piece, and I rented and got all my money, and then we just decided to sell them because it's different, and the Hispanic community, they love each other. They take houses and they all work on them together. They put stuff together. They make a bad neighborhood look good.
Well, they're all working in the trades already. It
exactly.
Seems. I mean, I don't mean all of them, but
most of them, or they know their cousins, fathers, everybody.
Right. I mean, I had an employee that used to work for me, and her husband, they built the entire house with family and friends.
Yes.
And only had 100 and something in it. And it was real nice. I mean, you can build a house cheap if you don't have to, if labor's free.
The labor is one of the most expensive things, I laid over 100 square feet of concrete, and my labor costs almost up there with what I pay for the concrete. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So yes, the labor cost is high.
But there is some, it looks like some mass volume homes being built in the north right now.
Yes, it's starting to come up because that's where the cheapest land is. I mean, it's hard to come to South Tyler, and I used to pride myself on starter homes. You get the people that's moving out from their parents, graduating college, getting their first job, and we used to sell starter homes. Well, now your starter home is $400,000, and that's not a starter home. And so therefore we skipping a step because there's no such thing as starter homes. And as people go along, they trying to offset the cost. So offsetting the cost is they go into where they can buy the land cheap. We selling lots at $100,000, where we used to sell houses for $115,000, $120,000, the complete house with the lot.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference now.
Wow. But you mentioned theft. I mean, I often wondered about that. When you drive by a job site and you see they drop off a big load of lumber and just sitting right there, right?
Yes.
And overnight, you just wonder, because I'm building an office right now, and I saw a bunch of product out there, and I wondered, is it safe?
It's not safe right now. Jobs are down. People are not building, builders are not building, everything is slow. So, I can tell you a scenario where I had one house get hit. They stole all of my wire out of the wiring out of the roof of the house.
Copper?
The copper. They stole all the wiring. We put the wire back in 2 days later, and that weekend they got the same house. Cost me over $7,000.
So, where is the copper now in a new build?
It's a little for the AC, and they do about $7,000 worth of damage, and they probably go and get less than $50.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They do more damage. Matter of fact, if I knew who it was, I would pay them $100 just to wash the house for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's a pain, right?
It's a pain. It's a pain. And so now, what do you do to get that money back? You file on your insurance go up. You put that $7,000 on top of the price of the house, and now it's harder for you to sell.
Right. Yeah, I wondered if you had these homes insured.
Yes, we do.
Is that called a builder's risk?
It's builder's risk policy. Yes.
And usually, though, if I'm doing something, I take that policy out for my house that I'm building, right?
Yes.
But when you're building a spec home, that's a policy you have to take out.
As a policy and a requirement by the bank.
All right. So
Yes.
there's no choice in
There's
this.
no choice in this.
Well, I mean, I guess your daily routine. Give us an idea of a Chris Cooper daily routine with the developments going on, the duplexes being built, and the other houses that are trying to be sold.
A daily routine is me is every morning I get up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't have superintendents. I go to every job site that I build every day. In the morning and in the afternoon, I lock up. I know what was done the day before. I make phone calls. I text people at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You have got a text from me probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning before. I do everything myself. And when a customer call me and say, do you know this is going on, or we missed this, or somebody didn't do this, I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I know. I went by there last night. I already made a note of it. I already text the proper people. They'll be there in the morning. They'll be there at the end of the week.
I would think that, your subs, after a while, they would know that if they didn't do something right, that they weren't going to get by on it.
Yeah, most of the time, but they always try you, kind of like your kids, they until they get caught or until they do something where you can like see it. They'll just keep trying to get away with it. But most of the subs are good. Most of them call me. Most of the subs talk to other subs. Most of the subs say, hey, y'all didn't do this right. Y'all need to do this so we can do this. Hey, and if they don't happen, they'll make a phone call to me and then I'll make the phone call.
Now, labor costs, would you say those have gone up quite a bit since COVID?
Oh, yeah.
What's driving that? What's making labor costs go up?
The labor cost is going up because therefore it was so much work at one time during COVID. And so we was trying to get these people.
And so their prices were going up.
The prices are going up. So basically the prices had doubled.
But how come they hadn't come down?
Because the labor on your good labor and your skilled trade, they still there. So you have to watch yourself a little bit when you get the labor to come down. Some of them don't do a good job. Some of them, you have to go back and tell them to do it or watch them, and I don't have time, grown men, I don't have time to watch them. So the labor costs, to get good labor, to get it done and to get it done fast. So it goes back to when you asked me how long it take me to build a house. You can go out there and you'll find a trade. They're not going to move as fast or they're not going to get to you. They'll start your job and then another job come they can make more money on.
And they go over there for a while.
They go over there for a while and your job is not completed yet.
That's the way I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days when you build a house, those guys would come at first and they'd go away.
Because they do enough just to get that first draw from you.
Right.
And then they know they can get that second or the end draw, when they come back to finish. But they know that if they start a job, it's harder for you to find somebody to complete their job after somebody done walked off the job or didn't come back to finish it. It's harder to find somebody to finish it.
Does that happen very often?
Yes.
I mean, where people start, get paid, and leave?
Yes, but not on my job. Like I say, most of my subs been with me since day one, so they all come to me. They even, come off of a job to come to me because when I got work.
And people don't. I'm sure that's why some of the builders, they would be envious of that.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
and they'd say not, but man,
human nature, right?
Yes, exactly.
Human nature.
Yes.
And if there was anything in their mind about you being black or African American, that would just add to it, I'm assuming.
In this day and time, you wouldn't think so.
Right.
But, yes, it still happens.
You still think it, I mean, because you've seen it, right? You went to...
Oh, I've seen it.
You went to Legacy.
I went to Legacy.
You were born in
74.
All right. So, you were a 10-year-old boy walking by Don Pinkerton's office, right?
Yes.
And the world was a different place in Tyler back then, wasn't it?
Yes, but he wasn't like that. He took me in. As I was his son. You got to remember, man, Don was a person that taught me how to hunt. He taught me how to cook. He taught me how to drive. He taught me about the construction business. And he always had the same voice, same tone. Calm. I mean, I have to say I cried more for him than when my own father passed away.
Why? I wonder why. Why do you think he took such an interest in you?
I don't know.
Did he have any kids?
Yes, he had 2 daughters. I actually graduated with Amy.
Okay, he didn't
which
have a
is younger.
son though.
Never had a son. Yes.
So you kind of filled in, right? Where he could teach his boy how to drive, how to hunt, right?
Yes. I mean, and it's the same way, CB Roberts and Randy Rayford, I would come in at the end of the day, and the good old boys, they all back there smoking cigars and drinking bourbon, and I would just join in with the conversation, but they never talk, was mean to me, or they never was, anything. They was always good to me. Always good.
Have you ever experienced any, direct racism in relation to your business? I know you told us about the home.
And the only part that I ever experienced is that, they just didn't want to buy. Nobody ever say, hey, we don't want to buy it because you're black. But
nobody ever says that.
Yeah, no. They never say that.
Right. No, they don't ever admit that.
No, not at all. But the thing about it is, like I said before, but they continue to buy my houses and not know they are my houses.
But when people do well, sometimes in this city, people are jealous.
All the time.
Right?
All the time. And my thing about it is, dude, I grew up poor. And my mother worked double shifts and she provided for me. She gave me everything, no matter what, But the thing about it is, and that's why we do the things that we do with charities and everything to try to help people. I try to give people experiences that they never had, especially young men that coming up, like a lot of the guys that leave East Texas playing football and things like that, they're good at what they do, but no one ever teaches them about finances. No one ever teaches them, hey, you can't take care of everybody. You can't, no matter what, and you can't loan everybody money. You never get it back. They think just because you have it,
yeah.
It's here today, gone tomorrow. A guy used to tell me all the time, take you years and years to get it and take you 1 hour to lose it all.
That's kind of like a reputation, isn't it? I
mean,
it takes reputation's hard to build, easy to lose.
It's
right?
hard to build, easy to lose. And people think, hey, just because somebody said this happened, and I tell people all the time, it's always 3 sides to the story. It's your side, my side, and the truth, and we always tend to sway to our side of the story, how it happened. But in the end, it always can be worked out.
Right. I mean, if you're honest, if you're reasonable, if you acknowledge if those people come together, you probably never have a problem, right?
Never have a problem.
I mean, because I don't know, you hear about lawsuits and stuff. I'm a lawyer, obviously. And, I don't know if that's a constant problem in the home building business.
It is sometimes. I think it is kind of crazy because I went all of my career and I think I've been sued 1 time or maybe twice, I won both cases. And the thing is that it should never have to go that far.
Right. What I'm saying? They get mad, emotion gets into it.
And I tell them all the time, and when you get to that far, no one is going to win, the lawyers in the court system, and because it takes so much of your time. And the thing about it is it's hard to make somebody understand when they listen to everybody on the outside. If you just come together and come to a happy median, most of the things will work out anyway.
Yeah, I mean, in my business, I know what you're saying. People say, well, my brother-in-law had a case a couple of years ago and he got $50,000.
Exactly.
I was like, well, the facts are totally different in your case.
Exactly. And it doesn't work like that, and I try not to be like that. I try not to ever see inside of a courthouse. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, who would? Plus, your disposition, you're always upbeat,
Yes.
ever since I've known you,
Yes.
happy. I don't think I've ever seen you actually mad.
I can get that way sometimes, sometimes. But, I try not to. Not to.
But in just your general nature with people, I've always seen you as friendly, happy, nice. And I think I guess that's how you are just naturally, right?
Yes.
I mean,
exactly.
You're really not angry about anything.
Sometimes. I'm not going to say I'm not. Well, we all have our moments.
But I mean, you shake things off. Like you shook off the fact they wouldn't sell you those lots, right?
Yeah, I got to figure out.
You decided you would, there's a better way to build a mousetrap.
Exactly. Yes.
Bought around
I bought around them. And the thing about it is, and it's crazy, because some of the builders, they'll call me and they say, hey, do you want to sell lots? Hey, yeah, everything I have is for sale. If you giving me what I'm asking for, I sell it to you.
And do have other builders bought any lots in your
one or two?
All right.
Most of my subdivisions I built, like Crown Point 1, Crown Point 2, I have built all houses in the subdivision. Royal Vista 1, I built all of the houses except one house. I had one builder buy a lot from me.
Is this your last subdivision? I mean, at your age, with what you got built, what you got on the duplexes, are you pretty much finished with the risk taking of the developments?
I can't ever say that I'm going to be finished with the risk taking, and just like and with the 3 sets of duplexes we have, if we finish them and if we can make $20 million off of them, yes, I will be done. But if I still have kids and the wife to support, so therefore I can't never say I'm going to ever be done. I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
I mean, Chris, honestly, I mean, I grew up in Tyler like you did, right? And I can remember being a kid. I mean, I never thought in my wildest dreams, like I would make the money that I've made, right?
Yes.
And so, knowing what you've told us about what you've built, what you've developed, I mean, did you ever in your wildest dream think some old guy who went out here a semester to TJC and worked at Goodyear would ever be sitting here in this position?
Not at all.
I mean, doesn't it make for a very gratitude-filled life?
Exactly. And that's why we try to do the charity work that we do. We try to give other people, other males, females, opportunity to see that it's a lot out there. We have, trips that we take to games. We try to give somebody a private plane trip that they never experienced in their life. We give teachers lunches. We give teachers and policemen, EMS workers, policemen tickets to football games. We try to do a lot of stuff to do things that people never experienced in their life. Because I always wanted somebody to do that for me when I was younger.
Right. I mean, you can't help but if you look around and you pay attention and see people, you can't help but feel for people.
Exactly.
Especially the harder it gets.
Yes. And we want to thank you, too, for all you do.
Oh, I don't do that much.
You do a lot. Yeah. And we all watch. We all see.
But, yeah, I know what you're saying. You get up a trip to go see Kansas City or Cowboy game, and you include a guy or two who otherwise doesn't have to pay.
Yes.
Would never get to go.
Exactly.
And at the same time, you love going.
I love going.
I've never seen it. I mean, I don't understand the Cowboy fan in you.
Hey, man, I always been a Cowboy fan. I was a Cowboy fan in the womb.
I mean, because you really like them. I mean, your man cave is always Cowboys.
It's Cowboys
out, and
If you live in East Texas, you live in Texas. You have to be a Texas OU, Texas fan, OU fan they hate, and Cowboy fan. Cowboy fan is number one. Everybody is a Cowboy fan.
What about college? What's your college team?
Texas Longhorns.
All right, that's me.
Yes.
I went there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I ran the scout team for the Longhorns offense my freshman year.
Okay.
Fred Akers last year before he got fired.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've actually suited out in the home games that 86 season.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I kind of feel like an affinity to the team,
Oh, I did not know that, man. You need to go to a Texas game.
Man, I don't like those crowds, man.
We call Earl Campbell. We get you in the skybox, and you don't have to worry about that crowd.
No, I tried to get Earl on the show, man. I was talking to Coleman.
Uh-huh.
He was working for me, but Earl's so shy, and he just doesn't like public things.
I know exactly, but what you have to do, you have to catch Earl one day. He's sitting out under the tree, and you have to take the studio to him.
It's tough to haul this out there. Right? I mean,
but you can call Coleman, and Coleman can bring his camera, and then you can do the editing once you get here. But Earl will do it, though. He'll do it.
Well, look, Chris, I mean, I've known you. Obviously, I like you, and I've seen what you've done, and am really amazed that a guy has this much street smarts, this much non-book learned finance in order to go through the last 20 years and go from where you went to where you are today. And so my hat's off to you, man. And thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.